get my hair cut. 2 months ago. I'm about to go from, can I have some money to? I'm about to take your wife.
What's up, YouTube family? It's S.Craft once again with another barber tutorial, and today we are hooking up the man himself, Mr. Matt Gifted Hands. Today is his birthday, and he's been growing his hair out for 2 months just to get this haircut and to look fresh for the CT Barber Expo. If you go check him out, say what's up. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do like a Mohawk / faux hawk type cut. So I'm starting to knock down some of the bulk in the parietal ridge area and towards the back with the clipper over comb. If you'll notice, I lean my comb at an angle so I can go ahead and get the shape of the faux hawk started with the clipper over comb. And once I get the bulk knocked down, I'll go ahead and grab the number 3 guard with my wall magic clips and blend right into that angle that I just created with the clipper over comb. Obviously, because we're doing a Mohawk or like a faux hawk type cut, we're going to leave the back, so I have to do the same blending technique but sideways, towards the back to make sure we get the angle in the back as well. Once I knock down some of that bulk with the number 3, then I'm going to grab a number 2 guard and I'm going to take the number 2 and fade right into the number 3. Obviously, you guys know that I like to use the fade down technique. It just works better for me. It's just what I like to do. So anyways, I did the clipper over comb to knock down the bulk and start to create the shape that I wanted. Then I dropped down with the number 3 right under that, and then I dropped a little bit lower and did the number 2 in the number 3, and now I have a 1.5 premium guard on there, and I'm blending that right into the 2. So fade down technique to me is very simple. 3, 2, 1.5, and then I'm going to drop down with a 1 open. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do that, man. Like and share the video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate it. Now I went ahead with that 1.5 open, and I'm dropping a little bit, lower where the 1.5 was, and just kind of blending into that. And once I do that, I'll go ahead and close the blade, and it'll be just a 1, and I'll drop a little bit lower and blend into that 1 open. So once again, that's a 3, a 2 into the 3, a 1.5 into the 2, a 1 open into the 1.5, and then a 1 closed into the 1 open. Man, that's it. You just keep dropping down and, knock out any kind of lines that you see or any dark spots. Obviously, towards the back of his head, he has some dark spots there. That's simply because he has some dips in the back of his head that create that shadow illusion or that dark spot illusion. And what'll happen is you'll need to get in with like clipper over comb or like shear over comb and just tap those longer hairs in that area to make that blend look a little bit smoother. So now I have my my half guard on there, and I had it open and blended right into the closed 1, and then I closed it and started blending into that half open. So now in the back, we're going to go ahead and do like a wide type Mohawk with a little V shape in the back. I don't want the V to be real distinct. I want it just to kind of gradually go into that V shape, and you'll see that in just a moment. But once I make that line in the bottom, now I started edging out the back of it and the back side. And as you can see, once I edge the back part, I just carry that on over and into like a half curve, or a half circle rather, into the C-cup area, and then balled out everything underneath that. He does not like to use the box shaver or razor on his head. He's kind of sensitive, as far as his skin. So we're just going to go ahead and use the Andis T outliners. So now I wasn't paying attention, and because I've been really favoring the octanes, I grabbed the octanes and went with a detachable blade, and I use an OA, which is basically an open blade. So, and now I have a 3-0, which is like a closed blade. So if you don't have detachable blades, don't even worry about it, man. But I am doing a whole video on fading with the detachable blades if you do have detachable blades. But I switched back once I realized it to my magic clips, and there again opened the blade, and then I'll just simply close it as I work down to try to knock the line out. Now you can see I still have another line there, so I'm going to take my number 1 first, and as you can see I have it closed at the moment, and I just want to make sure that while I'm trying to take out this line that I'm not going too short and creating another line. So I'm just kind of working a little bit above that line because the number 1 wouldn't take that line out. So while I have it on there, I'm going to do a little work with it, and then I'll go ahead and go with the half. I put the half guard on there, but as you can see I opened the half guard, and just wanted to kind of flick around that area, knocking out any kind of lines or dark spots that I see. Now I closed the blade with the half guard on there and starting to work on knocking that line out that was there. Starting to come together. I still have those little spots in the back where, the little dark spots where those dips are at, but I'll work on those a little bit later. Right now I'm just trying to really bring this blend together. Some of you that watch my video, you'll see that I really like my S.Craft fast feeds, and I really like to use the fast feeds for detail work. So I'm going to use the magic clips just to kind of get the fade coming together, but then I'll come back in with my fast feeds and just do a little more detail work. Right now I still have the half guard on there and just kind of knocking out any little spots I see, trying to bring that blend together. Alright, now I switched over to the S.Craft fast feed, and I have a number 1 purple magnetic guard on there, and I'm using the corners in those dark areas, just trying to tap in there to take out some of those dark spots that I was just talking about. It is tricky sometimes to, especially when you're doing like a faux hawk or a mohawk or a burst fade, it's kind of tricky to get into those spots because you don't want to lose that consistent, half curve that you got going on. You want to keep that still, looking smooth and looking roundish. However, we do want to take those dark spots out. So, tap around with a guard or something. If it doesn't come out the way you want it to, then just use shear over comb or clipper over comb in those little dark areas. So there again, still have the number 1 purple magnetic guard on there, and just doing some touch-up work. And I'll use the kind of fade down technique on with that as well. I'm gonna switch over to a 1/16 purple magnetic guard, then I'll take that off, and then I'll go ahead and just use the blade like I did right now. So anyways, just kind of doing that detail work, man. If you see any little spots, use the corner of your blade and just lightly tap at those. Now I really like to gauge my pressure. If I'm closer to a line like right there, I'll push a little harder. But as I start moving up, some people say, well, why would you fade, with no guard on that high up in the fade, like whenever I go up into the darker area? And it's because I'm just barely lightly tapping at little spots. I'm not putting pressure on it to create another little line, just using the corner to just tap at little spots that I don't like. And I'll open it and close it, open it and close it, just working at the line, trying to get it out. Looks like it's coming together pretty good though. So now I went ahead and grabbed my T outliners and just, there again, trying to take that line out. If you create a line with with a outliner or with a guard or whatever, usually you want to use that same tool to get it out, or that same guard. Once again, he doesn't like to use razors or shavers on his head because his skin's a little more sensitive. So we're just going to go ahead and use the outliners. So now we're not going to edge up the front because we want to kind of give it that piecey look, and so you want that clean, smooth blend look with some piecey, messy look. So we're not going to edge the front up, but I did want to give them a little bit of edge just to kind of clean that thing up to make it pop. Once again, we're going to the back, and I'm just kind of cleaning up that V that I made already. And then, you know, I seen a little hair hanging over that I didn't like, so I grabbed my clipper over comb again and just, you know, start knocking that out. If you look from the back towards the front, or if you look from the front towards the back down the side of the head, I was noticing some little hairs poking out or hanging over that I didn't like. So that's why I'm doing the clipper over comb again, now that I've used my guards and everything, just coming in, knocking off any little hairs or any bulk that I don't like, so that way when you look down the front of the head, it still looks smooth and flat, you know. I love clipper over comb. If you want to learn more about clipper over comb, I actually am about to drop a whole video doing fades with nothing but clipper over comb. So check this out. Also, and I did that challenge recently as well. But now I'm just going to go ahead and do the V in the back. I'm not going to show you the other side as far as me cutting the other side, simply because what you do to one side you do to the other, and I don't want this video to be an hour long. So I'm just kind of touching up the edge with the blade. Now we're going to give them that messy look, so I went ahead and with the matte finish. And the product that I'm using is actually Tomb 45's new product, Indestructible Clay, and it is awesome, man. If you like that matte look and that messy look, man, you got to get some of that. They did a great job with this product. So in the front, we want to give it kind of more of a PC look. So I'm twisting some of the front and just messing it up real nice. But anyways, in just a moment, you'll see that I add 2 lines. It's not in the video, but I added 2 lines in his eyebrow, and we just took those 2 lines right back into the fade. I think it, man, made it pop and look really clean. But anyways, this is pretty much the finished product. Tell me what you think in the comments. I love to hear what you got to say. Check him out. He's feeling himself. Check out the lines in the eyebrows and in the side. But hey, once again, there's the finished cut. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit that notification button. We'll see you next time.